What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Cashed Out. Sorry for the little bit of a hiatus there. I was busy running off, getting married, having a honeymoon, and just having all sorts of fun. So sorry for the hiatus there, but we're back. I'm back at it, ready to pump out some more awesome video and share some cool content with you guys. But before we get started, I did want to say a big thank you to everyone that subscribed to the channel. We recently just hit 100 subs a couple weeks ago, I guess. We're already over 160 subs right now, so I'm a little bit late with this thank you, but just want to say a big thank you to everyone that subscribed. I really appreciate it. I honestly didn't expect this many people to actually like the videos that we're putting out, so I'm glad that people are enjoying it, and I'm excited to continue to put out more good videos and be able to continue to grow this community together with you guys. And as a token of my appreciation for hitting 100 subs, I'm actually going to be giving away two smartwatches, two watches that I've reviewed in the past, and I just wanted to give you guys that as a token of my appreciation. The ones that I'm going to be giving out are these two right here. We've got the Yame smartwatch. See if that one shows up here. And this is one that we reviewed earlier on the channel. You can actually check out that video in the link above. And the other one that we're going to give out is this More Pro smartwatch. Now this is another one that I reviewed, didn't post a video on this one, but I'm going to be giving away these smartwatches. They're in great condition, really awesome, just kind of reviewed units, but just wanted to give these out to some of our subscribers. I'm going to pick them at random, and in order to enter, what I'm going to have you guys do is just go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. I know a lot of you have already, and just go ahead and leave a comment on this video with what your favorite piece of technology is. It's your favorite piece of tech. It can be whatever. Just leave that in the comment, and I'll pick a subscriber at random, and we'll send one of these awesome smartwatches out to you. So we'll have two winners, and I'll send those right out to you once we pick the drawing. So let's just say, let's run this for about a week or so. You know, let's give it a week, and then at the end of the week, I'll be able to pick the winners, and we'll send out the smartwatches to you. So with that all being said, thanks again for being subscribed to the channel. Thanks again for being here today. So today we're actually going to be reviewing a budget action cam. If you can't tell by the title of the video, we're actually going to be reviewing this Brave 4 action cam, and it's actually this camera right here. Actually got this cam just to take with me on my honeymoon. Had some good experiences with it, but we're gonna cover some of the details and specs of it right now. So here we go. This is the Akaso Brave 4 Action Cam. I actually got this camera right before our honeymoon. I just wanted to have something that I could take into the ocean with me and not have to worry about juggling my DSLR in the ocean, which would have been a terrible decision. So I got this action cam on Amazon for right around 80 bucks. I think there's some coupon codes and you can get it for a little bit cheaper, but I just needed something to be able to capture some of our adventures. So in this review, I'm just gonna go over some of my use experience with it. I had it for about 2 weeks now, and just some of the things that I noticed, some of the things that I caught on to as we were having our fun down there. This is the 20 megapixel 4K version, and it's a good budget alternative for those that aren't looking to spend a lot of money when it comes to getting like a GoPro or a DJI Osmo or anything like that. But it's a really nice alternative. It's pretty cheap and it's pretty simple. It gets the job done. So we'll start off with what you get in the box. So once you open up the box for this camera, you're gonna get the Akaso Brave 4 camera itself in a waterproof case already. It has one remote control, 2 batteries, a bicycle stand, several different mounts and clips, tethers, a protective back door, and also comes with a USB cable as well. So you get a bunch of accessories coming out of the box already, but what I would recommend is drop maybe another 20 bucks or so to be able to pick up an accessory kit from Amazon. I actually got this kit on Amazon for right around $20, and it had a bunch more accessories that I found really useful. One of them is actually this head mount that I used pretty frequently. I'd definitely recommend getting a cheap accessory kit, and there's a ton of them on Amazon, so just pick whichever one works best for you. The setup of the camera was pretty easy, but the first challenge that I faced was trying to unscrew the clip that was tied to the bottom of the waterproof case. Now, if you do decide to get this camera, the camera comes in the waterproof case, but there's a clip at the bottom of the case that has a screw that is super hard to get off. I actually had to put a lot of pressure on it to try and take it off. That when it started coming off, it sounded like something was breaking. So if you do get this camera, don't be afraid, and it sounds like plastic is breaking. You're just kind of getting that screw out of there. So that was the first challenge, but not really a huge challenge in terms of this camera. The waterproof case is pretty nice. Let's kind of talk about that for a second. The case has big buttons that are easy to find, easy to press. It makes using the camera in the case pretty nice, actually. I prefer using the camera with the case on than with the case off. The case is clear. It has a nice seal to it, which was one thing that made me pretty nervous being a cheap camera. I wasn't sure how good that seal was gonna work underwater, but once I dunked the camera, came back up, it worked. So the case works pretty well. I like the look of it being the clear, and it also comes with an extra back door just in case you break it or you lose it. So camera case looks really good. I like that case on this camera. And when it comes to camera itself, it's actually way smaller than I thought, which makes sense being an action cam. You don't want it to be super huge and bulky. The camera doesn't have any touchscreen features on it. So this model doesn't have a touchscreen feature, which I kind of found disappointing, but I understand. You know, it's only 80 bucks. You're not gonna get all the bells and whistles, but the camera only has physical buttons. So if you wanna navigate to different settings, it kind of got annoying having to click like 10 times just to change, you know, whatever setting I was looking for. Something as simple as like the gyroscope. I had to click 3 or 4 times just to get to it. So that part of it kind of annoying, but understandable. And overall, the settings that come with this camera are pretty full. I mean, there's a lot of different features that you can tap into, and I was kind of surprised with all the cool features that they packed in for right at 80 bucks. Some of the initial settings that I adjusted once I got the camera was turning on the gyroscope, which helps with stabilizing the camera, kind of stabilizing the image. And the other feature that I actually turned off was turning off the date and time stamp, which comes automatically on when you get the camera, which I find pretty annoying these days. Those two settings are the main ones that I adjusted, and I just started playing around with the camera when I first got it. When it comes to the build quality of the actual camera, it's pretty standard, nothing super fancy. It's very plasticky, which makes sense. It's just kind of a cheaper priced camera, but you know, it's solid. You know, it doesn't feel like it was gonna fall apart in my hand. It actually felt pretty decent, but very plastic, very basic build quality. Now, speaking of quality, let's go ahead and talk about some of the video quality that you actually get coming out of the camera. Now, the video quality from this action cam is pretty solid. You know, it's not the best, but it's also not the worst. You know, it's not something that I would write home to, but in terms of just capturing the moment, capturing the experience, it does the job for an action cam. This camera can record 4K at 24 frames a second, 2K at 30 frames a second, and it can do 1080p at 30 and 60 frames per second. You get a decent range of recording options depending on what you want. I kind of just left it at 4K to try and get the most out of the experience with it. And at 4K, the image was pretty solid. You know, the colors popped. It had a pretty good image at 4K, so that's kind of where I left it at. So overall, the image quality, not bad. You know, it's not crazy good, but it's also not awful. A couple things that I did notice when it came to the video, the image does look decent. It's pretty solid, but there's some parts of it that it looks a little bit too digitized. And the other thing that I kind of, you know, it was kind of weird for me was the wobbling on the side of the footage. So when I was running or jumping or kind of goofing off with the camera, even with the gyroscope on, I would notice a lot of wobble on the sides of it. The stabilization isn't going to be as good as the DJI Osmo or the GoPro Hero. So those are kind of next level stabilizations that you get with those cameras because you're paying a premium price. So for this one, just kind of keep in mind, you might get a little bit of wobble. So depending on how you strap it onto yourself or strap it onto your equipment, you know, you might be able to kind of minimize a little bit of that. The camera also does a decent job of handling lighting changes. So if you're going kind of from a dark environment to a brighter environment with some of the automatic settings, it does a pretty good job. You know, it's not the best, but it's pretty good. I didn't have to really fiddle with it too much in terms of that. And I was still able to kind of bounce around from different environments and still be able to get a decently sharp image coming out of it. Overall, for an $80 action cam, you know, I think this camera is pretty solid. You know, it's not mind-blowing, not gonna blow you away with the build quality or the image quality at that, but it does the trick. You know, with the action cam, you're just looking to capture the moment, capture that adventure, capture that cool trick or whatever. So this will definitely do the trick for you. If you're not looking to spend a couple $100s for the big old DJIs or the big names of the GoPros, then this might be a solid option for you. But you know, I know even with this brand, I know there's actually higher levels once you get over the $100 price range. But if you're trying to stay under $100, kind of in that ballpark area, including the accessory kit, you know, this might not be a bad idea for you. So hope you guys enjoyed that. Just wanted to do a quick review, kind of get back into the groove of things, but also kind of share with you guys what I thought about this action cam. So hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully it was helpful. If you did, be sure to like this video, subscribe if you haven't yet, and don't forget about the giveaway. We'll be running that for a whole week. Just go ahead and like the video, subscribe, and leave a comment with your favorite piece of tech. And within the next week, we'll be able to find some 2 lucky winners to send those smartwatches used to. So good to be back. Definitely excited to keep on bringing you more videos and reviews. So be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, keep in touch, do all the things, and we'll see you guys next time right here at Cashed Out. Take it easy, guys.